Hey guys, this is VV Shaft. With me is mMeAlkresh. We are taking a look at the games from LegitGaming and Starcraft 2 Strategy. These are from the SC2 Tour. That's kind of a clan war organization with some specific rules about how things are played. Could you tell us a little bit more about SC2 Tour, actually, Alkresh? I know you're part of it.
Yeah, it's very similar to the EG Master Cup. It has the exact same style of play, set up 4v4 clan war format, where it goes with an ace match at the end. And the point of there's, I believe, 4 divisions, and each team within each division tries to get as many points. 1 point awarded for every win, and a best of 3. 1 point lost for every loss. So every team's just trying to get the highest rating in their division to try and qualify for the actual brackets.
Okay. Now my question to you is, with VG joining mMe, how does that work within SC2 Tour?
Well, I think we just change our name and we add the players from mMe into our roster.
Oh, okay, so mMe didn't have their own SC2 Tour?
No.
Oh, okay.
They're a relatively new team.
Gotcha, buddy. Okay, well, with that being said, let's go ahead and launch into this game. 3, 2, 1, go. Like I was telling you guys in part 1, this is part 2, by the way. These games I casted live last night, but these games were all played concurrently, so I was only able to observe a couple of them. So now we're going back and casting the entire event, or at least the highlights of that event. And with me is one of my good buddies, Alkresh, and he hasn't already been introduced to him, so we are now just taking a look at the game. This is going to be a ZVP from a really aggressive player named Zog, and a pretty good Protoss called Susie. Now, a little bit of a funny little tidbit, because me and Turquoise were casting this last night. Well, it's LG Zog versus LG Susie, so we thought 2 teammates were battling it out, and I start looking up the rule book for SC2 Tour because we don't know what the hell is going on. Turns out, Susie's playing for Starcraft 2 Strategy. Have no clue what LGD stands for, but it's not LegitGaming, damn it.
I think Susie was a former member of Lazarus Gaming, another team with LG, as part of their clan tag. So, that's just my guess.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. And we've got a Forge Fast Expand build for Susie, very common on this map. This map you can get a wall off really quickly, and basically be completely safe in both the main and natural.
Very common on every map.
Yes, that's true, but what map did you see it on first?
Shakur's Plateau.
Yes, sir. The
Such
third
an old
is
map.
being taken as a natural by Zog due to that pylon. And we've got 4 lings being used to target it down. Why do you think he's using 4 lings instead of an earlier drone?
Well, the reason that he's using the lings is... Well, actually, what time are you at? Because I think we're a bit far, apart right now.
I'm at 4:04. I'm going to pause it there.
Okay. I'm right there now, too. So.
Okay, well, unpause. 3, 2,
Yeah.
1, go. Okay, so you were saying?
Yeah, the reason that he did this because a lot of players go Nexus first, and this is a build meant to punish Nexus first. And right now he has lings in the base, and this is every Protoss player I've talked to. They're like, this is the worst feeling in the world. Lings in your
I'm
base.
confused. Catch me up here.
Why are lings in the base so bad?
No. I don't see lings in the base.
Oh.
Are you on the one on Shakura's Plateau?
Crap. I loaded up the wrong replay. Go me.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
That is
okay,
very
guys, there
embarrassing.
will be lings in a base in some future game between the Susie
I'm catching
and Zog.
up, man. Hold on.
Guys, I'm gonna just take this back to the 4-minute mark so he can catch up, and sorry about that. This is the downside of casting from replays. Things can get a little bit confusing. Hopefully I didn't load up the wrong replay, because that would be even more embarrassing.
No, I think I was the one in the wrong here. So,
Okay.
alright,
Anyways.
I'm caught up at 4 minutes.
Okay, so analysis going back through this. We're on Shakira's Plateau.
Mm-hmm.
This third hatch was laid down as the natural. We've got pull, no gas, so this is going to be a gasless 3-base. Everybody knows this build. I play Zerg. And there are no lings in the main or natural of Susie. There is a probe hiding down here by the destructible debris, however.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question to you is, why was he using those 4 lings to destroy the pylon rather than an early drone in the case of gasless 3-base?
Well, what he really wanted to do was he wanted to clear out that probe. That was like his main goal, and he wanted to get that expand up as fast as possible. Like, that is the main thing.
I always thought the drone was faster.
The drone, well, ask your question again, because I'm a bit confused as to what you're asking.
Okay. Let's even go back to the 3-minute mark, just so you can see it. Maybe that's why you didn't see it, so you don't really know what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're at 3 minutes now.
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. There's a pylon up. Usually I would have started attacking that pylon when originally it was built with my drone. And by the time lings get onto the field at that point, it's already got its shields down and I can be active with my lings on the map. Well, he's choosing not to be active with his lings on the map. And in my experience, the best way to learn something new is to compare and contrast it with what you already know. So that's where my question comes from.
Okay, so the reason is he wants his fast hatch, and he wants as much mining time as possible. So pulling a drone off to attack that pylon, it would help him get his hatch down just a little bit faster, but he wouldn't mine as much, and well, actually, he probably wouldn't get his hatch down faster because he still doesn't have enough. Well, he just put it down, but at the time he didn't have enough. So it wouldn't have mattered whether he had the drone attacking it. Okay. He just wouldn't have had the minerals to put that hatchery down regardless.
Alright. Pretty big deal here. Susie actually has a probe hidden. This probe wants to lay down a pylon somewhere. Of course, this ling. All these lings were being really active scouting for this probe, as it is a very big deal. If that is able to get a pylon up early enough, it can use zealot pressure to really harass Zog, or to get him, just hit him from rapid angles, get any kind of tech out that Susie wants, and even be used as a staging platform for something like a gateway timing.
Yeah. Zog is doing an amazing job keeping these probes away. He's caught every single one of them. He hasn't let any of them have the opportunity to even slip by in the first place. So, just very nice map awareness by Zog.
Yeah, Zog is amazing.
Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job joining up as well.
I do want to point that out. Actually, he's at 28 drones right now, Zog is. And Zog is actually known for being one of the more aggressive players on LegitGaming, doing some really random, weird timing attacks that you don't see from everybody. So I actually compare him to you, Alkresh.
Oh, thanks. Well, you can already see that he's setting up for an aggressive play because he's already gotten that link speed. This is a very uncommon play to have it started this early. And so,
don't you usually see like 6 minutes the Zerg gets 2 gas, then their first 100 gas goes to layer, +1 missile, and then roach speed?
Something along those lines, yeah.
Yeah.
It varies from Zerg to Zerg.
Well, that's Stefano style.
Yeah. I have a different way of doing it, but that's just my own personal preference.
I got you. We have a Zealot Stalker combination coming out onto the map. This is a little bit of old school harassment. Could you tell us the benefits of this?
Well, Zealots and Stalker is a very strong combination because at this point in the game, the Zerg's doing nothing but droning, and most Zergs don't have speed out. So a Zealot and a Stalker can get away pretty much scot-free from any Zerglings and pretty much get free damage done. So that's his plan here. But
doesn't it also distract the Zerg so he can get this pylon down here set up?
It does. But the thing is, Zog has a lot of links coming out and link speed, so this is going to get completely shut down.
But check it out. He's getting his second, third, and fourth gateway right now. Was this ever a timing attack, or was it just built to make these lanes work?
I think that he was intending to do a timing attack because this is a fairly standard 4-gate timing attack, and
Okay.
he's warping in at front, so he does plan to try and get something done, but nothing's going to happen here. And I feel after seeing those links, he shouldn't have done any warp-ins and just saved everything for his home base.
I see. Okay. And now we actually have the lings being sent all the way across the map. He's taking the Zamaga towers. At least this could just be a defensive position, but with this many lings, he's running right into the natural of his opponent. He's got overlords in the main and right there into the...
Oh no. That's just poor map awareness out of D. Suzy. He was focused on that overlord. He was just trying to make sure it died, and this is what happens. Lings in your base. Stalker's dying.
Yeah, okay, so we've got 4 lings just doing lots of damage to...
This is just gonna straight up kill D. Suzy. Like, he just doesn't have enough to hold this. This is gonna do so much damage.
Is this a mistake by Suzy, or is this just cunning?
No, this is a complete mistake by Suzy. There should never be lings in your base. Like, you should have been watching that ramp, throwing down a zealot, and just been completely safe. But he wasn't paying attention, and as a result, he died.
I see. Well, a little bit of a brutal analysis there, man, but you're definitely calling it like it is.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on to the next game, dude. That was a really brief little attack. Zog turning up the aggression. I told you early on that he was aggressive, but dag, man.
Yeah. That rarely happens to a good toss because they will always be watching that ramp, but sometimes the Zerg gets into the base and you get a free win, so good on you,
So
Zog.
what would have happened if, I mean, how would that game have looked if Zog did have way more lings than he could possibly use. So if he had done that attack and it hadn't worked, how far behind would he have been, or would it have been even footing, or like how would that game have played out?
It's very dependent on how the game is branching out. Well, D'Souza was going for a +2 Blink Stalker timing attack. Most likely with 7 gates, most likely an all-in. And with that many lings, it's going to be very useful in holding off Blink Stalkers.
Okay, you say all that, but I hadn't seen like anything that tells me that. How do you know he was doing that?
Well, I saw Twilight Council and Blink being researched.
Well, fair enough, but was +2 on the way?
I can't remember if it was on the way, but that's just the standard all-in for that. There's no reason not to be getting +2 with that all-in.
I got you. Alright. So I guess I was just more caught up with the lings. My fault there, guys. Yeah, so with that being said, so he was going like 4-gate pressure into 7-gate, or was the 4-gate an all-in, or
4-gate pressure into 7-gate Blink Stalker all-in, most likely with +2.
Okay.
And well, having invested that much into lings, I don't know if you'd have had the economy to effectively hold off 7-gate Blink Stalker timing. But it kind of comes down to control and decision making. It's impossible to tell who would have won that.
Okay.
Just from the situation.
Gotcha. But we do see who did win it, because control and decision making was factored in, and there was lings in his base.
Yep. Poor control and good decision making.
Fair enough. I'm at a minute mark. Unpausing in 3, 2, 1, go. We have on the top right-hand side of Daybreak Ladder Edition, LG D'Souza. He's playing for Starcraft2Strategy.com. Really great bunch of individuals. Just go check the website out. I gave you the URL just there. See, I'm sneaky. I snuck it in. And they actually have a lot of good guides up. They are paying $15 a guide. If you are a guide writer, go check them out, because they could pay your bills next month. They really good group of individuals, like I was saying, but they've got casters, they've got writers, they've got media personnel. They've got one of the best TVP guides and PvT guides I've ever seen. They've got an analysis of the Muslims, just play style. I mean, amazing resources there. But here on the bottom left-hand side of that same map, we have the winner from the last match, the aggressive Zerg, Zog.
Yep.
So, early pool build.
Yep. I have a feeling I've seen this somewhere before, and I might know what's going to happen eventually. No real reason for that.
Yeah.
Or is there?
You're a psychic, dude.
Yeah,
You're a
man.
psychic.
Definitely.
So we've got 6 lings being produced now.
Yeah, this is... I mean, he made an earlier pool than normal, and decided to try and get these early lings out, but the Susie caught onto that, so he, instead of going Nexus first, he went for the Forge first instead. So he's going to get a Nexus, and then he's going to put down a cannon, and then go into standard play.
The cannon, that's got a lot of surface area on it.
It does, but with good wall off, it shouldn't be too big of a problem this early.
Yeah, see, there's a gateway.
The big problem this early on is he should be confident that he can get it down. The cannon will be down in time for the links to be there. The big problem is run by.
Gotcha. Okay, so get it to the main rather than trying to just fight the cannon.
Yeah. Because lings...
cancels the gateway, and the lings are just going to run right on by, like you were talking about.
Yeah, almost as if I had seen this before. Yeah, lings in your base. D'Souza, obviously a fan of lings in his base for some odd reason, because it keeps happening.
Absolutely. So there's only 4 lings, and half of those are weak. Is this really that big of a deal?
Yes, because right now, Zog sees everything that D'Souza's doing. D'Souza has to constantly watch his probes keep going. He's losing mining time constantly because of this, and it's very difficult for him to even mine yes, because that exposes probes to the lings.
Okay, then. He is 7 harvesters up.
Yeah, but...
Can we factor this in? Like, how does that go?
Yeah. Like, D'Souza is having to multitask much more than he normally would. Like, he has 4 guys on 1 gas right now. Fixes that real quick, but this is just very stressful for him. His cybernetics core is a little late. His gas intake is a little below what it should be. He's supply blocked. Just lots of little mistakes that he really doesn't normally make, but right now he's making them.
Okay, I see what you're saying then. And we actually have gasless 3 base now. Well, gas, actually, my fault. We have 3 bases now for the Zerg player, but he only has 29 harvesters, nowhere near enough to saturate.
Yeah.
Nor does he have an economy to have that kind of powering. Why does he have 3 bases?
Well, it's just he's setting up the 3 bases because he just needs to pump out as many drones as possible, and essentially at this point in the game, 1 base acts as somewhat of a macro hatch because he just wants the drones. He would honestly be fine with 2 bases with a macro hatch on one of his bases, but that just doesn't play out as well into the mid game.
Okay. You don't really see Zerg needing a 4th hatch in ZVP for a while, I see what you're saying. If you have a macro hatch, yeah. Okay.
But he's going to try and saturate to some extent every single base. So, once again, getting that speed, being very aggressive, pumping out 22 lings. And the reason he's doing this is because he's seeing these 2 stalkers, and stalkers are not very good at holding off lings. He knows he has map control, that D'Souza is completely in the dark. He sees somewhat his side of the map, but once speed comes along, I don't know if he's going to be prepared in time.
Oh my god, there's 6 gateways now being built, plus the single gateway here, so this is a 7-gate timing.
Yep, but Zog's just flying on in, scouting this out, but does he see at all the gates? It's hard to say. Yep,
He sees 3 of them.
Nah, he's seen every single one, so
really?
He knows what's coming. And yep.
Huh, my display isn't showing yet, but that's cool.
Huh, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, anyways.
We keep doing that. Lings in your base!
Yep, once again happening. Oh my.
So, Lings targeting down probes, there's a wave of zealots being rallied in, but that's not going to do anything to the Lings in the natural.
I mean, this is just... This is just a huge problem. Zog gonna sack his third base.
This is scary, in fact. I mean, he's literally sacking his third base. There's not that much defense at his natural. If he doesn't win this base race, this doesn't look that good for Zog, does it? How does he live through this?
Well, he's killed a lot of probes. Look at the harvester count.
29 probe difference, but still.
Even base, but it doesn't matter because D'Souza can't mine off both bases efficiently.
This is true. He's actually got to wrap around on these stalkers. Stalker's not going to be able to do DPS.
Yeah.
If
this
not
is a mistake.
Yeah, those zealots should have been in front. If they had been in front,
well, they were in front. They were too far in front is the problem.
I see what
this is essentially game over for D'Souza. He's so far behind.
So was that a control win?
Once again, a little bit of control win, but Zog scattered what was going on. One thing that D'Souza should have done is they should have blocked, after moving out, he should have blocked off his natural with a final pylon to finish that wall off so nothing could get in.
Gotcha, dude. This is kind of intense, man. These games.
I mean, this is one of those players who likes to abuse the fact that a lot of Protosses make careless mistakes like this, and just one way to get an easy free win.
Well, I'm certainly learning a lot. I don't know about anyone else on the stream.
Okay, so
getting this next game paused up at the minute mark. This one's on daybreak, buddy.
Thanks. Well, at least I wasn't casting like something like a TVZ while you were doing a ZVP.
Well, hey, if that had happened, we would have noticed earlier.
I suppose. Okay, one sec, almost to a minute. And there we go.
Alrighty, so we are at a minute mark. 3, 2, 1, go. Here on the top right-hand side of Daybreak Ladder Edition, seems to be a very popular map for this little event. We have LG Imbat Asphalt. He keeps messaging me on Skype, so shout-outs to you, man. And on the bottom left-hand side, we have the Blue Terran player, Starcraft2Strategy.com, Xenocider. I hear he's a really strong player, probably their single best player. I look forward to seeing him because I didn't happen to cast these games last night, so this one's going to be all new to me.
Yep. Well, Xenocider, already a bit of a mistake from him. He loaded up some SCVs into his command center, making me think he was going to float on over to Nimbus Fut space and just have a little bit of a party.
Oh, man. But he's got his guys back out, and he's going to mine with them.
Yep. Anyways, so TVZ on Daybreak.
What are your thoughts on this matchup here?
Very iffy. Like, it's hard to say. It comes to, once again, comes down to player. A lot of Terrans love to mech on this map, and there's a lot of tricky builds to do here. Very popular one, or so it seems on the ladder, is Reactor one Rax Expand into Reactor Hellion into Cloaked Banshees, and it's just good for denying the third base of the Zerg and just keeping them pinned down while the Terran gets greedy and aggressive.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. So, we've got the pool, we've got the hatch. I'm paying a lot of attention to the chat, probably more than I should be, but it seems really interesting. Apparently LG has like 5 players that have 3 or 4 accounts each in LG GM.
So my friend just messaged me saying no video. You sure you got video going, man?
I hit the button, but sometimes it doesn't respond. It is on now, though. I have confirmed it. I can't wait till I get my multiple monitors set up, so I'll have the... Oh, we have a bunker rush going on here by Xenocider in Imbat Asphalt's natural base. I always feel like I'm cussing when I say his name.
Yeah, I feel a little bit dirty too, but, you know, it happens. Yeah, just got confirmation from my friend. It is fixed. Shout out to mMeAlkresh lover.
Yeah, yeah.
Lover of me. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so I love this positioning on this bunker. By love, I mean I hate Terrans who position their bunker like this because it's very abusive. and very annoying. But
Yeah.
no, do what you got to do to win.
Imbat is
Oh, that
actually
bunker
continuing to
finishing.
engage.
Oh, that was a huge mistake from Xenocider. I mean, from Imbusfuts.
What time are you at right now?
Almost 4:55.
I'm gonna pause at 5:15 and wait for you.
Not again.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I want to recap that since we were desynced. Okay, so that
All right,
one
I'm at
bunker.
5:15.
I was having a conversation with someone earlier talking about these little bunker fights, and they're fake attacks, but he's basically told me he doesn't worry about them ever at all. Yet, in that case, that bunker did finish. Inbound continued to attack it with his drones, which is something I never do because then my drones die. Is that the proper response, or like, how would you have dealt with that?
Well, in that case, it was actually the good response from Imbusfuts because only one Marine got into the bunker, and one Marine does not do that much damage. So he just needed to kill the bunker before more Marines showed up and started putting on pressure, and he knew he wouldn't lose much with proper micro.
So if it were 2 Marines, he probably wouldn't have done that?
It would not have been a good idea.
Okay.
He probably would have killed the bunker still, but he would have lost a lot more because that's double the DPS.
I see, sort of. So you still think he should have done what he did, even if there were 2 Marines?
Maybe. I mean, it would have. I personally would have waited, made a few extra lings instead of risking drones, and then just crushed the bunker, because all would have been doing at that range is just damaging the hatchery.
I see. Okay, gotcha. Well, let's get this unpaused in 3, 2, 1, go. I'm definitely trying to pick your brain as much as possible. It's not often I get someone as analytical as you or quite as skilled as you in here, so abusing the hell out of that for my viewers.
Man, what's with all these people abusing me? God.
Yeah,
first ladder and now you. Anyway, so right now, Xenocider saying Hellions. Those are for skillless noobs. He's going straight for the Marines.
Yep. Actually, combat shields before stim pack. Does that mean that it's gonna be a later timing attack, or?
I think it's gonna be more of a pressure because he just wants these Marines to be able to just get out there and just do some damage, be able to pressure, just to live a little longer. Whereas with stim, he'd have to dedicate to an attack because 10 damage without medevacs is pretty big. And you can't sustain a push with stim pack. Combat shields, you can.
Okay, I'm with you. So Marauders are on the way. You're seeing that a lot more often in today's metagame. Any thoughts behind that?
They're just good for taking damage. A lot of players like to use Roaches to secure their natural third, so Marauders are a good counter to that. And Marauders are just pretty solid addition to the Terran army. I mean, they're not too heavy on the gas intake, which is pretty important early on for Terran, and just good at tanking damage.
It also seems to fit into his build a little bit because he does have the tech lab on there for the combat shield, so he doesn't have to do anything extra for it.
Yeah. It doesn't do as much damage as the Marine does against non-armored targets, but it's definitely worth its weight in gold at this stage of the game. Plus, it helps in targeting down the hatchery, and the hatchery right now is pretty low on health.
These Lings actually getting a pretty good surround. Nice stutter step micro from Xenocider.
Beautiful play.
Yeah,
and this is why Gaseous Expand is kind of unpopular these days, at least for me, because slow Lings get kited. Kited Lings are not that good.
That is a true
Ling
story.
Speed finishing up in 10 seconds here, and Imbusfuts just continuing to make Lings, but it looks like it's kind of unnecessary at this point.
Well, he does have the speed now. He might be able to do some form of counterattack if because Daybreak is such a wide natural ramp.
Yeah. Well, he does have a very exposed bunker.
Yeah, exactly. That wide natural. It's hard to wall that off.
Pull some. Oh, this could be very bad for Imbusfuts. He does not look prepared for this, but Imbusfuts just gonna pull back. for now. More links coming in.
Yeah, here we go. This is back and forth action by Mback. He's getting a little bit indecisive here.
He has to either go or just fall back, because right now I think he's missed his window, because before there's almost no units, but now there's a decent pack just sitting there.
Yeah, and he realizes that he's not going to commit to this. I mean, he's already back in his base. He's just keeping the lings out for map presence, scouting around for drops, and threatening to apply pressure.
Yeah, what time are you at? Just trying to make sure I'm at the right point.
10:20.
Alright. So, looks like Xenocider going for some drop play. I like that.
Drops are really OP.
Drops are good. Medevacs are great. Because there was just drop ships, it'd be very annoying. But medevacs, I could complain about medevacs for days.
Yeah, I feel like medevacs make lanes impossible to use against marines.
Not completely true, but it makes them difficult. You gotta have great positioning and overwhelming numbers of them.
Okay.
But a cloud of medevacs, there's very few things more deadly than marines in a cloud.
Marines in a cloud?
Not in a cloud, but with a cloud.
Ah, okay. I was about to say, are they like... Ooh, nice surround there by Mbat Asphytes.
An even better pickup by Xenocider.
Yes, sir. So my question to you, are Marines in a cloud like really high on stem pack, or?
You just have really high on whatever those medevacs be shooting.
I see.
Dude, I'm so healed right now.
And Ling's going for this round again, and again with a medevac pickup.
Yep, just...
Ooh.
Xenocider trying to keep Imbusfuts on the back foot. And
actually, that was kind of neat. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No.
It was kind of neat. Xenocider was actually trying to drop his medevacs on top of the banelings, but Mbat Asphytes had his lings around the banelings so tightly that he was just dropping them into a ling surround instead.
Yeah. So, Xenocider apparently favoring this bio play. Getting those tanks out, but just being very bio heavy right now.
Seems to be players. Go ahead.
Both players are dead even on upgrades though, and it's one thing that's in this situation it kind of favors the Terran player.
Yeah, bio.
But this match, this is gonna be crushed.
Yeah, he's forced to split his Marines really well due to those banelings, but that makes it so easy for the Lings to kill them off. This bio style seems really popular in the current metagame, and it seems really OP, but you need massive numbers of Marines with lots of medevac support. That medevac cloud you were talking about, at the moment, he just doesn't have enough to really sustain this kind of push right now.
Oh, and here comes Imbusfuts just pushing in, but fighting into a choke and being very cost ineffective right now. He's going to clean this up, but he's going to lose a lot in the process.
Ooh, those Lings continuing to swarm against the Marines. Bunker there only has a Marine in it, but apparently Mbat Asphytes is not paying attention to that. Oh, no, he's just choosing to go attack Marines third, coming out, kill these Marines. He might have considered targeting down SCVs, however.
Well, that wave might have died, but Imbusfuts isn't done. He's coming in for round 2, and Xenocider not going to the right place, but he's going to grab this tower and he's going to see those banelings. He's going to know what's up.
Yeah, he has to know what's up here. Boom, Lings hitting the SCV line. SCVs pulled straight away. There's some Marines right here to go ahead and start defending them. The Lings, however, is just going to concentrate on the Orbital. Orbital floats up and he pulls back Bison.
Yeah, and it's hard to call who's in the lead because Xenocider doesn't really have that much attack. He has an infestation pit. It isn't. Oh, just now I'm starting to make those infestors. Thanks for correcting the Imbusfuts. Yeah. I'd hate to be right on when casting for once.
He's actually at hive tech with about 40 supply above his opponent as well.
Yeah, he's just continuing to swarm in, doing huge amounts of damage, and
he knows he's got a large supply advantage over his opponent, so any trade is to his benefit. And trading with Lings is like trading air for gold because they don't cost anything.
Yeah. He's currently up by 30 workers, and that number's only going to rise more and more. But mules are pretty good, and we're just going to see just how good they are.
Well, by hitting this third again with a small group of wings, he's going to either force an orbital command to float up, or he's just going to be able to target down these mules, and yet again, they're not as good when they're dead.
Yeah.
Well,
just great play from Imbusbus. Like, he's just trying to find all these little weak points and just abuse them.
By being so aggressive, I guess he's really doing a good job finding them.
Once again, Xenocide are out of position. Gonna lose several free siege tanks and just
this
needs to
natural
stop doing
completely
this.
exposed.
Nope.
Boom, this is actually going to be a game-changing blow right here, as these lings are just targeting down Marines.
Excellent positioning from Xenocider, though. Like, the positioning on his Marines have been keeping him alive, and he's evened up his supply a little bit.
He has. That was really nice, but if a Baneling had got off against those really tightly clustered Marines, that would have been dirty. Adrenal Gland's about to finish.
Yeah, and that's going to be a pretty big game changer. And Ultralisk Cav on the way, Spire on the way, so Imbusbus just trying to set himself up for the late game, just trying to get all of his tech out of the way, just have everything on the table for himself.
3 upgrades, halfway done, 19 minutes into the game.
It's almost standard in this meta game right now, because everyone wants those nice upgrades.
They are nice, that's for damn sure.
3 Marines with a lot of medevacs. Now, I don't like this push from Genocider because, well, he's just been on the back foot, and he should know that his opponent's going to be in a pretty good spot. And he's rallying all his units up here. I don't think he can hold here.
This looks bad. He just doesn't have the tank count he needs to do this.
And Ultralisks are on the way. Ultras will crush their tanks.
Ultras before Brute Lords. That's an interesting decision there, especially with the Spire just now finishing.
Well, he doesn't have time to wait for the greatest Spire to morph in, so he just wants to get something to deal with his tanks now. And though Ultras might not be necessarily the most cost-efficient way to do it, they're just one possibility.
I got you, and it's a good little leap platform or something to that effect.
Yeah. And this is a beautiful timing. Imbusbus, his 3-3 just hit. And Xenocider's 3-3 just hasn't hit.
Yeah.
Just barely.
This medevac swarm might be dealt with, depending... Oh, fungal growth.
Nope, not enough energy.
Oh, you know that's frustrating. Only 6 energy away from having enough.
Yep. But Xenocider's just positioning himself so aggressively. I hate how he's doing this. Like, he doesn't have the traction just to sit out in the middle of the map. He's going for a Doom drop, but I think it's too late.
Wow. That's kind of game-changing.
Yeah, but he's been making mostly lings, so not really. He's had
no,
a
I'm talking about them actually saying that in the game. Anyway,
wow.
Doom drop in the main.
At this point, I think they realize that it's basically over, though. 60 supply difference.
Fair enough. Yeah, these defensive Ultralisks, man, they're ripping these Marines a new one. Ling's now flooding in. The
Marines aren't split. This is essentially the end. Xenocider probably knows it. He actually just completely lost his third base, so.
This is rough, dude. I would not want to be in Xenocider's shoes right now. This almost seems like... I don't even know. Like, I never have this happen to me in my games. When I try to do this style, they have like 10 times more stuff.
Maybe you have 10 times less stuff. Well, the thing is, like, Xenocider has been on the back foot. He's been losing tanks all game. One of the counters to this style is lots of tanks with good upgrades, and it's just massive bulk medevacs and lots of Marines. And he's never had that critical tank count where he just mows through Lings and Banelings. He's never had that massive Marine count that can just rip through gigantic amounts of Lings. He's never had that critical mass that Terran wants.
I gotcha. And that does make sense because it's really the tanks that really ruin my day.
Yeah, because I mean, nothing's more just sinks your heart more than you like. Okay, you got this good engagement coming up. You run your Lings up, and you're just like, how many tanks are in this line? And it's like 10 tanks in just this gigantic line, and you have no Lings, and he has a bunch of Marines left, and you die.
Fair enough, man. Well, that's a great summary for that game. We are now wrapping up part 2 of this little cast. We will be meeting back here in 2 minutes to finish up with part 3. Catch you guys here in 2 minutes. Bye-bye.